So we're talking about the NFC playoff picture here on Ride the Line. We did the AFC playoff picture last week, so make sure you guys go check that out in our recent videos. But we're going to pick every division winner. We're going to pick the wild card teams, all the teams that are making the playoffs. So Grant, should we go through division by division, starting with the NFC East?
Well, yes, we should go through division by division, starting with the NFC East. Am I crazy for saying, in terms of competition to make the playoffs / win the division, am I crazy for saying this is the toughest division in football?
I think it depends if Jaden Daniels stays healthy. I think it depends if Jackson Dart turns into what we think he can be. And again, stays healthy, because Jackson Dart will literally run himself out of the league with how many hits he takes. So if those two things happen, I would say yes. If they don't, we saw how bad the Commanders were. We saw the Giants on their bad days. They weren't good. So I would say if expectations, if teams meet their expectations, especially with Giants defense right now, I would agree with you. It's one of the best divisions of football. I wouldn't say it's the best. I mean, just looking at the NFC North right now, which is below my eyes here on FanDuel, that's a pretty damn good division too, top to bottom.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be the best, but I think it would be the toughest, if you get what I'm saying.
Toughest to call, toughest to win.
Toughest to call, toughest to win, yeah. Like the AFC West might be better, NFC North might be better, but are they as – because in the NFC, I mean, I could see all four of these teams going 9-8 or 10-7.
Yeah, I would say NFC East, they could all do that. The NFC North, they could all do that. The NFC South, the winner is going to have nine wins, so it's going to be light there. And the NFC West is a tough division too. I mean, you got 3 of the top 4 teams to win the NFC there. So I don't know if it's the toughest, but I get what you're saying. It could be one of the toughest if the Commanders and Giants get back on track.
Yeah, I almost took the NFC West out because the Cardinals are there, but even without them, that top 3 is insane.
Yeah. And the NFC is like, the AFC is much, much lighter compared to the NFC. So if you're looking for future bets to win the Super Bowl, potentially taking just right now, going and taking the NFC to find a way to win it could be the move.
Well, like you said, we're going to go through this one by one. Definitely go on down to the comment section as we go through this video. Leave us your thoughts there. We want to see who your playoff picks are, and we look forward to reading them and responding. But we'll start in the NFC, like Tanner said. We're going to do this by picking the winner of each division, and then we'll circle back and we'll pick our wild card teams and fill out our playoff bracket. So this one's tough for me as a Commanders fan, because the Commanders went 12-5, made it to the conference championship game when Jaden Daniels was healthy. Everything has gotten better. The coordinators have gotten better. I know they're first timers, but trust me, someone who follows the team, they're better. The team has been upgraded all over the place. That being said, you need Jaden to be healthy, and he was like an MVP level player as a rookie. Is he going to do that again? So that's their perspective. The Giants, it's everything is better, but Cam Scadaboo's coming off of injury. Jackson Dart's got to stop getting concussions. Malik Neighbors might not be there at the start of the season. Everybody's dropping like flies during this offseason so far for them. The Cowboys had an abysmal defense last year. It's like if they can help the offense at all, they should be in contention for this. And then the Eagles have been the class of the division for the last few years, but they're regressing because they're losing some talent. Jalen Hurts is starting to slide now. Questions about the coordinator. So, like I said, I think it's a really tough division. I will, with the Commanders' gear behind me and everything, I will say that I think the Cowboys are the pick to win the division right now.
I would pick the Cowboys, and then I'm ultimately going to put the Eagles in the playoffs. So I'll give that one away right now. But I'm going to say the Cowboys win the division. Again, I think the New York Giants, there's too many personalities on that team. I don't know if they're going to be able to mesh together. At Washington, I worry about Jaden Daniels' ability to stay healthy, and that's warranted with how big he is. And Dallas got better on defense. They had one of the best offenses in the NFL. It's so explosive last year. And I think Philly's run, like Philly has owned the NFC for a very long time, or at least been the team in contention for a long time.
The team to beat, yeah.
The team to beat. It's good. That's got to start trending down a little bit here. So I will go with the Dallas Cowboys.
NFC North, really difficult division here as well. The Bears, Packers, Vikings, and Lions. Bears went worst to first last year. Actually, I don't know if I can say that. I was going to say it wouldn't shock me if they went first to worst this time around. I don't know if I can trust the Kyler Murray-led Minnesota Vikings to do that. But, I mean, Vikings have still been, even last year, they went 9-8 with Max Brosmer and JJ McCarthy and Carson Wentz starting games. So, I mean, with Darnold, they went 13-4 or 14-3 that year. So, I mean, they're on the doorstep of being competitive if their quarterback is average even. Packers got a good team. Mike coming off the torn ACL. Lions obviously have a great team. My pick from this division is they took a year off. I'm going to give it back to the Detroit Lions. I still think that they have a ton of talent. I think that defense is better than people give them credit for. Jared Goff is going to throw 4 interceptions in the big game, but he'll win all the games up until that point. So I got the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions are going to get back on track. And when you look at the Lions schedule, like the back half of the season just wasn't, they just didn't play well. Like, they had opportunities to make the playoffs. And if you look back and the games they were supposed to win, if they won, then they would have made the playoffs. Credit to the Bears. I still think Caleb Williams, the completion percentage is still a little too low. I think there's still some flaws there. The Bears are really good. I think Bears fans are getting a little bit too cocky, though. Like, you hit a perfect situation last year. You hit the Lions not being able to block anybody. You hit the Green Bay Packers having a quarterback injury, and granted, Malik Willis was pretty damn good. But you hit the Minnesota Vikings with 9 as the quarterback. It was the perfect year for the Chicago Bears. So I think that's going to get evened out. I don't necessarily even see them going to the playoffs this year. So I'll take the Lions.
NFC South, 3 teams went 8-9, had a 3-way tie to 8-9 last year. The Saints were at 6-11. This one's tough to call because, I mean, this division kind of stinks flat out.
It's the most competitive division in football.
It might be. I mean, what I was saying about the NFC East might be true for the NFC South, except all these teams might have losing records.
But it's definitely the most competitive team and competitive division in football. The Bucs, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. Like, there's not one other division in the NFL where you could say all 4 of these teams have a legitimate chance to win the division. This is the only one.
I'm ready to shock the world with my pick here, and I want to get some odds. I want to get some odds for what this team has to win the division. Let's see. Can I find the NFC South real quick? I can. Only plus 310. Which I guess is a testament to every team being alive to win it.
Shocking the world. I know what you're going to pick. It's not
I'm
really.
I'm going to pick the Panthers.
I don't think it's shocking the world. They were good. They almost beat the Rams in the playoffs last year.
But who really expected the Panthers to be there?
Well, nobody. But if you look at the first few weeks of the season, it should have been the Bucs. The Bucs gave the division away last year. I mean, they blew the double-digit lead against it. I forget what the stretch was. They had to win like 1 of their last 9 games or 2 of their last 9, I think it was. It was something like that.
Something like that, and they threw it.
They blew double-digit leads week after week. They lost to the New Orleans Saints at home with the chance to win the division. The Falcons, they blew the double-digit lead in primetime in the 4th quarter with like 8 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go, whatever it was. The Buccaneers, I think, should win the division when you look at what they were able to do last year. I think Todd Bowles is a terrible coach. The Panthers got confidence throughout the year. I think the Panthers could win the division. I think they got one hell of a coach. And obviously that's why the Bucs were successful for a period of time with Canales. Yeah, I'll take the Panthers plus 310. I would put them above the Saints in my mind, but Tyler shucks him too. So I don't really know. I'll take the Panthers. One team's coming out of this division, or one team is coming out of the division to go to the playoffs. There's not going to be a wild card team here.
This bet doesn't exist, but if it did, NFC West to lose their first, or NFC South to lose their first playoff game, that's the bet.
Yeah, man. I mean, you never know once you get in, though, and they host a game. That's the biggest thing.
True.
One of these teams hosting a game.
And then the final division, the NFC West. All-time bloodbath here. I mean, even last year it was 14-3, 12-5, 12-5. You have to go with the Rams here, I feel like, because they're everybody's pick to win the Super Bowl right now. So surely you got to take them to win the division.
Yeah, I mean, this division, like, I think we had in the AFC, we had one division with 3 teams coming out of it, right? Did we? No, we didn't.
We talked about it with the AFC West, I think, but I don't think we did it.
No, but this division, I mean, you almost have to have 3 teams coming out of it. And that's why I'm concerned that the Rams might not be the 1 seed, because this division is just going to beat each other up so badly this season.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams to win it. I think you have to take the Rams to win it with what they've done. If they don't, it would be shocking.
So flipping it around and talking about the wild card teams, my top team to make it as a wild card, if I am taking the Rams, has to be the Seahawks. I mean, I can't put the Super Bowl champions out of the playoffs. I feel like it's a given they're in there.
That's a given.
49ers is not a given. I'll say that.
It's not a given, but I'd put them in. So, like, if I'm going through and doing my wild card teams, I'm going to take 3 out of that division. So 2 wild cards. So that means I have 1 more to play with. I don't think anybody from the NFC South is going to get in.
Right.
I think the Bears are going to regress. I think the Packers just aren't as good as the Lions. I think the Vikings, they're going to be good. They're going to surprise some people. I think they go over their win total, but are they over 500? I don't know. And you have to put the Eagles in. Like, I don't think there's a world where, like, the one team you can play around with the 49ers if you don't believe in them, but you have to put the Eagles in. You have to put the Seahawks in as wild card teams.
I'm trying to balance the 49ers winning a ton of games last year, despite all the injuries, because their whole roster was lost, to them playing like the easiest schedule in NFL history. It's not incredibly difficult this time around, but they have the Rams twice. They have the Seahawks twice. They have the Broncos. They have the Commanders game, which is a bloodbath now because the Ayuk thing. That's basically a rivalry game in and of itself. They have the Vikings, who might be solid. They're at Chargers, at Chiefs, and they do have the Eagles as well. So it's not a brutal schedule, but there are tough games on there, whereas there really weren't any tough games last year, aside from the division.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where, I mean, Mac Jones was able to come in and win a lot of football games for them last year. I think Brock Purdy's going to be able to do that once again. And I mean, there's a reason they're one of the top teams odds-wise in the NFC right now. So I think the NFC West is the only way you don't get 3 out of the NFC West is if one team gets swept by the 2 others and right off the bat you lost 4 games. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of splitting between the 2 or between the 3 top teams. And then you got to beat the Cardinals. Like, the teams that losing to the Cardinals in the division is devastating this year. You have to sweep the Cardinals to make the playoffs if you're a team in the NFC West.
My wild card teams are going to be the Seahawks from the NFC West. I'm going to go to the NFC East, and homerism, fine. I'm putting the Commanders in there. I think the Eagles, they've been really good for a while now, and this always happens. There's just a season where it bottoms out. I think it's their time. I think this is an 8-9 season for the Eagles. Injuries happen, something happens, it just doesn't go right. So I think it's 8-9 season for the Eagles. I'll put the Commanders in. And then I'm going to go to the NFC North for my final team. So I will have the 49ers missing the playoffs. It's difficult to get 3 teams in from the same division. So I'm going to look at the NFC North, and I'll go with the Green Bay Packers as well.
Nice. I like that. Does Sirianni get fired this year?
Dude, I'm so over the Sirianni conversation, not because of anything you said, just because I have no clue. I thought he was going to get fired like a million different times by now. Nobody can tell me what he does well. So nobody can say this is what Nick Sirianni brings to the football team, yet he wins a bunch of games. So I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know why he's good. I just know the football team is good with him there. So I guess I would say no, he's not getting fired.
Yeah, I look at these coaches now and we talk about them getting fired. Would they be able to get a job somewhere right away? Sirianni would get a job right away. Where I look at a guy like Todd Bowles, who should have been on the hot seat and probably been fired at the end of the last year. Would he be a coordinator or would he be a head coach for his next job? He would be a coordinator.
He'd be probably a college coordinator.
He's a good defensive mind. He should be. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's a good head coach mind right now, at least. But yeah, where Sirianni, if he got fired, he would be an NFL head coach the next season, in my opinion. He's been too good not to.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would take the right ownership and organization, but somebody would give it a try.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was our playoff picks in the NFC, Grant. That was Ride the Line too. What a day.
Yeah, whatever thoughts you guys have, whatever picks you have, make sure, again, you put them down in the comments, and Tanner and I look forward to checking them out.
That was Ride the Line, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We will see you next time for another episode.